For this week's episode of Lakestone Love, you'll be joining us on the electric walkthrough. The electric walkthrough is definitely one of the longest site meetings and definitely one of the most important. The switch is for under counter lighting.
To 2 under cabinet. 3.
In advance of the electric walkthrough, we have to finalize all of the cabinet plans and furniture plans for the house. It's always tricky when you're so focused on construction, but the furnishing and decorating plan is just as important. In planning the lighting, you really have to make sure that you're covering your bases. There's general lighting, which gives you, pathway lighting to get from one room to the next, generally lights an entire space. Then you've got decorative lighting, which is all your beautiful sconces and chandeliers and things that really provide a great touch in your decorating plan, but are not going to provide enough light to fully light the room. And then we also have task lighting, which is the really important lighting that you would have in the kitchen where you're chopping, or in the bathroom where you are maybe putting on makeup. So we really have to look at all 3 of these pieces to create a lighting plan that's layered and livable and safe. So then I'm going to take this switch and I'm going to run the smart switch. We have to make it smart that runs the under cabinet lights.
Yes.
We're going to run that into the closet. So during the roughen stage, we walk through the house with the electrician. In the case of today, we're also walking through with a rep for a recessed lighting company, Shelly, and Shelly's helping us to make sure that the placement of recessed cans is correct. So center it on that.
I would center it on that.
So during the roughen stage, the electrician is going to place the actual mounting boxes for chandeliers. If there are any fixtures that are going in a spray foam insulated wall, those boxes will have to be placed exactly. If it's not in a spray foam insulated wall, then we can loop wire and pull out later for sconces. So that kind of gives you a little wiggle room if you aren't exactly sure where your sconces are going to be at this point. He's going to go ahead and run electric for all of your appliances. In this case, we have in-cabinet lighting and in-drawer lighting. So if you open a drawer, a light comes on from Hayfla. So we are going to have to go ahead and run the wires for that lighting. Under cabinet lighting, all of your outlets, your switches and dimmers. So now you can see really why this is such a long meeting. We're covering so much and it all relates back to function. Oh, would that count as my island outlet and be inside the drawer? So for outlets, there are building standards that kind of tell you how often to place outlets. But again, I always really rely on the furniture plan to make sure that I have sufficient outlets and that they're in the right location. Like, I'd hate to see an outlet just to the left of a chest and the lamp plugging in down and around the chest if it could be exactly behind the chest. And then at a bedside table, I love to have like a USB outlet at the top of the bedside so that you can easily charge your phone. I mean, nothing's more frustrating than getting back from a trip and having to move your bedside table to plug your phone charger back in behind your bedside table. So we can avoid that. I'm a big fan of Docking Drawer. They create these flush mounted outlets that can be recessed inside of your cabinet drawers. For recessed lighting, that's the one place where the actual fixture is being placed during rough-in. Because recessed lighting has housing that goes in the ceiling, it's important that we place it now and get it in the exact right position before they sheetrock. Placing these cans is always tricky, and I'll go back and forth and I'll worry that I don't have enough or that I have too many. So I'm really fortunate to have Shelly here today to help give another set of eyes and ears on the project and, a bouncing board, a source of confidence.
You have one here. You have one here, right?
Yep.
The door's not all the way this wide. It's only this wide.
We are hoping to use some of these directional cans. They're fully recessed in the drywall, flangeless, 3-inch LED cans, and then you're able to rotate the lamp inside the can so that you can direct light onto artwork. We have a lot of switches broken out on these cans separately because if you're lighting artwork, even if you have the rest of the room dimmed, you would want the light on the artwork to be much brighter. So because of having separate dimmers and switches, that's important. In order to keep the wall from having thousands and thousands of switches on it, that is just one of the many benefits of working with a home automation system like Control4. Control4 is really the leader in the industry, and that's who I, after much thought, selected to use for our project. On our lighting and electric plan, you'll see a lot of our switches are not on the wall at all. We still have to have them, but they are all in a coat closet or a closet. They're kind of panelized. So all of these switches are here and they'll be labeled, so if we ever need them or for service, they're there. We will use these actual Control4 scene controllers at the entrance to each room. I can do a whole episode on this, honestly, because I've gone through and I know what each scene is, and it's very detailed. So if you are interested in hearing a lot more detail about home automation and lighting control, leave a message in the comments. I don't know if I would just bore you all to death with this. It's really great that we can link door locks, the light fixtures, the HVAC, the security panels, the TVs, the music, phantom screens, the outdoor heaters, literally everything in this house is tied to this system. So it's pretty cool stuff if you all are interested in me diving deep. Thanks for joining us on the electric walkthrough today. Leave a message if you have any questions or if there's anything in the process you'd like to learn more about.